13A9, 13A9, John X-ray Paul, 8839, no water warrant, roger.
388, see the woman, a 415 fight, 2701, Wilder, code 2.
13 Zebra 20, go to TAC 2, Zebra 223, roger.
Repeat your code 6 location.
13 Z20, Zebra 22, verify out to Newton.
12 X-ray 83, Paul Sam William, 77th morning unit, clearly identified.
KMAX 673, 13X22, roger.
So I said, my next two off are Friday and Saturday nights. We could have dinner either of those two nights. And she said, I'm married. So I said, hey, I don't remember asking if you were married or not. What I said was...
Otto, do me a favor, huh? I don't want to spend the entire watch on this. Are you? Or you're not going to feed your monster?
Friday night. I guess he bowls or something.
Which reminds me, how'd you get Friday night off?
Easy. Talk to the sergeant. All I have to do is remind him I've got you for a partner, and they agree it's a hardship case.
I'm a hardship case? Oh, that's terrific. Now we got a bowling widow. I'm telling you, Chuck, if you don't watch your step with these ladies, one of these days...
I know. You don't have to say it. One of these days, I'm going to be blown away, and you're going to feel bad.
Well?
Because you're going to have to break in a new partner.
Well, on second thought,
Trust me, pal. Won't be one of these days.
It'll be one of those nights.
Oh, yeah.
Look, Mr. Chacon, I'm trying to explain. Yes, your wife is still working here, but she's not in today.
You got a phone number for her, don't you?
Yeah, I have a phone number for her, but I can't give you that. She's got to do that.
Give me the phone number. Give me the address where she moved to.
Look, I told you I can't do that.
You people, shut up! You still got that nice brown sedan you brought my wife home in?
Look, I only brought her home because we worked late. Yeah, I still got it.
Okay, you and I are going to get in that nice car of yours, and you're going to show me just where that tramp is living now. You people stay away from the phones or I'll blow his brains out. Tired of being pushed around.
Yeah, anything you say.
You know, tonight I sure could use some Chinese food.
Oh, man, you could go for Chinese food 7 nights out of 7. You know, I work 6 more months with you. I'm going to be speaking Cantonese.
All Eastern units in 4 Item 24, a possible kidnapping with hostage. Suspect and hostage have left First and Lindsay in a brown sedan, proceeding west on First Street. 4 Item 24, your call is code 3.
4A24, that's a roger. Do we know if the suspect or the hostage is driving?
Negative at this time.
4A36, we will back up 4A24's hotshot call as we are in the vicinity.
4 Item 36, roger. Additional on the call. Hostage is believed driving his own vehicle. Suspect is armed.
4A36, roger.
Here we go.
We are in pursuit of 207 suspect and hostage proceeding south on Sumter Boulevard, just past Avenue 10.
The units on all frequencies stand by. 4 Item 24 is in pursuit southbound on Sumter from Avenue 10.
Get away, Mom! Here you go.
Secondary unit following the Pontiac and 4 Item 24.
All units 4 Item 24 is still southbound on Sumter, passing Avenue 20.
You can pick him up on Avenue 16.
both dead, aren't they?
Take it easy, Rose. Chuck, get on the edge. Step back and take it easy. It's all right.
4836, we are at Sumter Boulevard and Avenue 16. Request a supervisor in an ambulance. Request an officer-involved shooting team. We've got 2 down.
4836, roger, and we'll notify IHC.
4836, roger. Okay, we're on the way.
I had to shoot. I had to.
No, that's not quite true. You see, the Shooting Review Board makes a recommendation after an extensive investigation by an officer-involved shooting team. Now, if I agree with that finding, I approve it.
Suppose you don't agree.
Well, then I can recommend the officer's case be reviewed by our Bureau of Internal Affairs.
Which can institute action against the officer?
Yes.
Have you ever done that?
Yes.
How many times?
Oh, in 4 years? I don't know.
Once, twice, less than a dozen times?
No, I'm sure it was less than a dozen times.
May I ask, what about the district attorney? Now, if he believes an officer may have used his weapon wrongfully, wounded or killed someone, can he pursue his own investigation?
Of course. He's the chief criminal law enforcement officer of the county. He can pursue his own investigation if he so chooses. In fact, we encourage it.
And to your knowledge, how many times has the district attorney's office done this?
I wouldn't know.
Once, twice, less than a dozen times?
Mm-hmm.
So that in 4 years, you're saying that probably less than a dozen times, someone other than yourself, the chief of the department,
deputy chief,
has decided whether it was right or wrong for a policeman to kill.
I would hope that it would be far less than a dozen times. I mean, the investigation that we make is absolutely objective.
You honestly believe that an investigation of policemen by other policemen can be absolutely objective?
I know it is.
Well, gentlemen, we're running out of time, if not controversy. But one final note, if I may. Deputy Chief Hayes, out at the academy, you have, of course, pop-up targets, some bad guys, some good guys.
Yes, that's true.
Is it true that the good guy most frequently mistakenly being shot by your officers is a pop-up effigy of a television newsman?
Well, I don't have the figures on that, Michael, but I'd be glad to check it out and get back to you.
Thank you, Deputy Chief Hayes. Thank you, George Sterling of the News. Thank you, Sir Johnson of the Register.
33.
Next week at this time, our guest, State Senator Robert Shores.
32.
Until then, thank you for your company. Goodbye now.
Take 2. Ready to fade. And fade.
Well, how'd we do?
I've never seen anyone come off death row at San Quentin looking any better. You did fine. A couple of times I wanted to come over and punch one of them out, but I held back.
That was politic.
Where's Tess?
Oh, he's taking a phone call.
Chief! Chief!
We just had a suspect hostage shooting go down in the Eastern Division less than 20 minutes ago.
Any officers hurt?
No, but we have a dead hostage and a dead suspect.
All right, have Bramlett call me before he leaves the shooting scene, right?
Yes, sir.
If I've left the office, I'll leave a number where he can reach me. After that, he can call me at home.
What about the press? They'll be after Bramlett on this one.
Well, you tell Bramlett if they ask specific questions to give specific answers. But if they start talking about body count, have them call me directly.
Oh, they love that.
Yeah, well, they're all-time favorites.
Scratch one banquet?
Oh, no, Georgia. You're all dressed. That wouldn't be fair.
Oh, look, you're under pressure, and I know it's going to get worse before it gets better. Why don't you drop me at the police building, and I'll go home and put something in the microwave, and I'll see you when you get there.
Well, now, if our press relations officer driving will promise not to let it get around the building, I'd admit that after 20 years of marriage, I'm very much in love with my wife.
Wouldn't hear a word, Chief.
Good.
Anderson? Colorado? I guess Lanny's got enough info from you guys by now. But we want to talk to you again, and probably a few more times.
Yes, sir. Lieutenant, I know it's early, but I don't suppose you could tell us anything.
I can tell you this. It's probably going to be a long and painful night for Battalion and Parker. And I can tell you we never give up until we're sure. You, worked this district 2 years, Anderson?
Yes, sir.
Do you live around here, Honorado?
Yes, sir.
Well, after all the understandable hysteria over at Pacific Western Loan, we finally got a phone number and an address on Gutierrez. We called, there was no answer. I want you to go over there, take a black and white, and sit there until somebody shows up.
Right, Lieutenant.
108105 Garland, 7 in Garland.
Hey, Bill.
Well, how's it going, George?
Well, so far I got 2 guys that can positively swear that they saw the officer shoot the man after he was down and handcuffed.
Well, that's par for the course.
Yep.
Looks like it's going to be a long night.
Indeed it is.
Mrs. Gutierrez?
That's right. Something with my kids?
No, Mrs. Gutierrez.
Paul?
Hey, why don't you let me take these for you, man?
Paul? What is it?
Why don't we step in the house, Mrs. Gutierrez?
What's happened to Paul?
We had a good day. Good night. Good night. Well, you're looking for somebody young and willing?
Young and willing, middle-aged and restless, old and desperate. I'll take anything I can get.
Yeah, so I've heard, you rat. How's the man?
Fine. Fred and Ross got the call. They were involved in the shooting. Chuck and I were just backing them up.
And you're okay?
Mm-hmm. How's young and willing?
He's terrific.
Good.
He's gonna make it.
Who's gonna make it?
The older man, the one with the cardiac angina?
Oh, yeah. The one you said you thought had something like a 20% chance of recovery?
Yeah. They did open heart surgery tonight at 7:30. He was on the table for 3 hours. I had that team of young genius surgeons moving terrifically, and now he's in post-recovery. I wouldn't be surprised if he lunges at one of the night nurses.
I would.
I don't understand.
I think you'd rather wait until you get to work tomorrow.
I think that's nice. I'm sorry.
Sorry about what?
I hear my husband is involved in a high-speed chase, gunshots involved, 2 dead, and I'm so busy talking about my...
Get in the car.
You must be worn out.
I'm fine. David, all right?
Mm-hmm. Checked with my mom. He talked her into letting him watch the sexy series, but then he manfully fell asleep.
Horny kid. Thank God for your mother.
Mm.
The results of a youthful desire.
Right, the hostage turned left here. Now, Chacon must have seen 4836 approaching and apparently ordered Gutierrez to swing back around towards you.
That's right.
Now, you thought there might be a crash between your car and the hostages?
Yes, sir.
This area here now. Behind the Pontiac now. Before you started firing, nobody there?
Not that I can remember, no.
All right, small buildings here. Did you see anybody there?
I don't know. I mean, how do you expect an officer...
I don't expect to not expect anything.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to call me sir. Now, to the best of your knowledge, before you started firing, the only persons whose lives might have been endangered were the suspect and the hostage.
Yes, sir. I mean, yes.
All right, Russ. You sit there. I'll go see if the lieutenant's ready for us. And we run it down for him.
Sir? Then what happens?
Then we go out and reenact the action at the site.
And after that?
Sometime tomorrow, your captain get an appointment for you with Dr. Simmons.
I have to see the department shrink.
Standard policy now, Ross. As a matter of fact, they probably told you that several times at roll call, no?
Yeah, I remember it. And they say it never goes into your jacket. But somehow you always wonder. You know that everything goes into your jacket.
Yeah, grab a quart of milk. I just got off work. My wife couldn't get out. Don't scream now. Be quiet, do as you're told, and you'll stay alive. I just want money. Ah! Not the 1s and 5s you keep up here. I want the 10s, 20s, and 50s you just took to the back. Come on, let's go. Come on.
Bramlett.
Hello, Bill.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chief. I would have called again, but we just got through for the night a few minutes ago.
Now, Bill, will you still be able to get the preliminary report out in time?
Well, we always have, Chief.
I got a call from the police commissioner.
Well, that's high level.
Yeah, it'll go higher. So will the pressure. He pointed out that the unfortunate fatalities this afternoon put the figure of police shootings at almost double what it was this time last year.
But that's not a choice we make.
They don't want to hear that, Bill. No, he said this happened at a time when fatalities or injuries to officers had not risen significantly.
Oh, for crying out loud. What the hell are they saying? That if you get 6 dead armed robbers, they want 6 dead cops, too? To prove that the game is fair? I'm sorry, Chief. You don't need that in the middle of the night.
Forget it.
You said something about pressure. How much are we going to have to yield to it, Chief?
Not an inch. Not a damned inch.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night, Bill.
4 Item 36, a shooting. Possible 187 involved at John's Supermarket, 9137 Olympic Avenue. 4 Item 36, your call is code 3.
4836, that's a Roger. There goes my Friday night.
Good to see you guys. Glad we can make it. Now, how you want to work this?
Look, it's Friday. That means the store's filled with women and kids. No more units available. That means we got to go in there and find out what's going down. Johnson, you and Pollock take control of the front. Chuck and I'll take the rear.
Gotcha. Let's go.
Freeze right there. Freeze. Sure, I'll freeze. But I'm the store manager. I'm the one that called for you.
All right, get down and get back here.
What should I get down for? It's all over. He isn't going to shoot anybody else.
What are you talking about? Who's he?
Come on. Come on, I'll show you. Excuse me, folks. Please, please, come on. Please, get this basket back. Please, move on. They're here. I told you it wouldn't take that long.
What's going on?
Ask him.
Chuck, get an ambulance, put out a code 4, and get a supervisor down here. What happened here?
I reported for work at 1340 hours. I donned my uniform, inspected
Get to the man on the floor. How did he get there?
There was a line in front of this check stand number 1.
Go on.
The female over there.
He means me. I'm the female officer.
Oh. She broke into the line, clearly cutting ahead of many people. I ordered her to go to the end of the line. She refused.
How exactly?
I told him to go to...
All right. One version at a time. Go on.
She made an obscene reply and refused to yield a place that she was not entitled to. I ordered her to the end of the line a second and third time, at which point I drew my weapon and fired one shot, which hit the gentleman behind her.
You were going to shoot her because she wouldn't get out of line?
I'd ordered her out 3 times.
Mr. Clipper, just how long have you been with Standard Security?
2 days, sir.
I see. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to arrest you, Mr. Clipper, for assault with a deadly weapon. Chuck, read his rights.
You have the right to remain silent. If you give up the right to remain
So you
silent...
see what they send me? All the money this company puts out, and that's what they send.
You have the right to speak with an attorney. You have the attorney present during question. If you so desire...
An ambulance is on its way. How do you feel now?
I don't know how badly I'm hurt. But I do know I now own this store.
Excuse me a moment.
For armed robbery, juvenile record dating back to the age of 12, gang activities. Throw in a few assault charges by his estranged wife, and there you have the highlights of Jacone's accomplishments in his brief life. On the other side of the coin, Gutierrez, he came from the same neighborhood, Vietnam veteran, pretty wife, 3 nice kids.
So we have 1 thug and 1 tragedy. Yes. Oh. All right, send him in, Carol. Commissioner Martin.
Morning, Walter. Lieutenant?
Morning, Commissioner. Well, Chief, I guess I better get back to my...
No, there's no reason for you to be leaving, Lieutenant. As a matter of fact, we're very concerned over the McCallion shooting.
We're expecting a final report on that by the middle of next week.
Then you could convene a shooting review board by no later than next Thursday.
Yeah, we'll shoot for Thursday.
Interesting choice of words, Walter. As I was saying, we're very anxious to get this thing straightened out, buttoned up.
I'm well aware of that.
Oh, it's not just the commission. Now, there's a good deal of concern over police shootings in the council, at City Hall, at Sacramento. There's a kind of climate being created in the city, gentlemen. And we're going to have to respond to it whether we like it or not.
I don't understand, Commissioner. We've changed the shooting policy. We've restricted the circumstances in which an officer can draw his gun.
That's right. We changed the policy, but what people want now are positive results. Something they can read in the newspaper.
Well, what would you consider positive results? An officer's head?
All I'm going to tell you is that there are a growing number of people who would say, well, that's a start anyway.
Come on, not again. Oh, fine. I will get out and walk. You can blow up. I'll go take a bus and wait for the insurance money. Go ahead, blow up.
Why don't you try kicking it?
I have. I think it's gotten used to it.
Mind if I take a look?
Not if you have anything important to do.
Nothing that can't wait a few minutes.
All right, go ahead.
You think you ought to let it cool off a little bit?
Actually, I was hoping it would blow up.
I know what you mean.
You live on 4, don't you?
Yeah, 418. How about you?
7. My dad says I ought to get rid of this old thing and buy American.
I'd probably be inclined to agree with him, but that's a generation gap. Well, there may be more, but the immediate cause of pain seems to be a loose clamp. I'll get a pair of pliers.
Oh, don't go to a lot of trouble.
No trouble at all. Civil service is entitled to everything, except my right to aid pretty young ladies in distress.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You should have seen the car I drove in college.
What?
Balloon skins for tires and an engine that ran on loyalty held together by baling wire. You go to city?
That's right. Yes, I do.
Why don't you give it a try now, see what happens.
Okay. Hey, the temperature gauge is okay now.
Okay. But I still think you ought to find a service station.
Okay.
Ah. Most of your classes at night?
Both, Mr.
Spencer. Otis Spencer.
Diane Dennison. And thank you again.
Sure thing. If you really get stuck sometime, call me.
Okay, I will.
You ain't stick around. Well, I thought maybe you might want to ride home. You live over on 16th Street, don't you?
No, thanks.
Listen, you know, I bought 5 drinks 3 nights in a row.
Hey, you're a regular computer, but what do you want from me?
Maria, when you put your hand on it.
Hey! Do you really think that you're the first?
Anything wrong, Gloria?
No, everything's just fine, honey. Listen, I'm sorry about the lack of introductions, but I just blanked on your name.
That the 3 recent robberies in the eastern and central areas, with 2 of the victims slain, are the work of the same suspect, but the crimes are linked primarily ballistically. However, all robbery-homicide has is that in 2 cases, a late model vehicle, similarly described, has been observed parked near the scene of the crime.
Any description of the vehicle?
Vague, late model, dark in color. One witness thought it was an official vehicle, some city agency.
And the driver?
One case, the Chinatown robbery with the owner slain. One witness saw this vehicle parked with a well-dressed male black behind the wheel. He didn't see the driver get out, but he has the feeling he was tall.
Hey, Sarge. Maybe we ought to print my partner. He's tall, dresses like a banker on his days off, and that black Merc of his looks 2 blocks long.
I'll pass the thought along to robbery-homicide. McKillian?
Yes, sir.
Captain Fargo would like to see you in his office after roll call.
Yes, sir.
Johnson and Powell, 4A19.
Gave up the ghost, huh?
I'm afraid so. Or I hope so. I don't know which yet. Listen, are you sure this isn't a lot of trouble?
No trouble at all. Listen, I had an overtime day off. Got tired of watching 4 walls and TV reruns, that's all.
Well, my father works until 7, and my boyfriend's in class, and it's a final. I wouldn't even bother you.
Stop.
All right.
Yeah, boyfriend at city also?
State. He's majoring in government.
Oh, a lot of headaches, but you get paid well for having them. Pretty serious?
Pretty serious.
The shooting review board tomorrow will be composed of a deputy chief or somebody he designates, a commander in this bureau, and myself. So I guess really All I want to ask you is if there's anything that's come to your mind. Anything you think I ought to know when that board meets tomorrow.
How long's a review board take?
Oh, it can go 6 hours or 5 minutes, but most of them go pretty fast. Can you think of anything?
No, sir, nothing at all. I just hope it all turns out all right.
So do I. Well, I guess I better let you get to work. Ross, you're going to be tense out there in the field tonight.
I can handle it.
There isn't much we can do about the tension, but maybe you can let out some of the anger here.
All right, Captain. You see, I've been shot at. I laid my life on the line, and from that minute on, I might as well be a defendant on trial.
That's the system.
Well, I've been questioned till I can't even think straight. Taken back the scene of the shooting, sat behind a desk for days, and had my picture on TV, and yet I still have a lot to sweat out. I ask myself, do I really need all this?
Yeah, when something like this happened, I usually ask myself the same thing. About 3 o'clock in the morning. Same with you?
Yes, sir.
L25, request a warrant and DMV on California license 359, boy, Adam King.
4L25, stand by.
Now, maybe I'll take Avenue 13. Might be a little less traffic.
Sure, whichever's easiest.
4L25, DMV on California plate 359, boy Adam King. 77 Ford sedan, registered to 948 State Street, Haven Heights. No wanted warrant.
Roger, 4L25. That's the one, buddy.
What's the matter?
Oh, one of the city's finest trying to live up to the reputation.
Excuse me, sir. You made an illegal lane change at the last intersection.
I'm sure I did, officer. I'm trying to get this young lady to a final exam.
I'll try not to detain you any longer than necessary. May I see your driver's license, please? Would you take it out, please? Thank you.
I wouldn't be getting this ticket if you hadn't helped me.
Oh, forget it.
4L25, request code 10 for one adult, Otis Spencer, 5 feet 11 inches, 170 pounds, salt and pepper hair, dark brown eyes, DOB 4-16-35, 949 Haven Street, driver's license T485631.
4L25, Roger, stand by.
I thought he said he'd go as fast as possible.
Well, maybe he's doing his best. How's your time?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just sorry that I bothered you now.
4L25, there's a code 6 Charles on your suspect. Backup unit en route.
What is it, officer?
Step out of the car, please.
For a lane change?
Get out of the car now.
Sure hope you can drive this.
Hey, man, you got it. Come on, man. Just get the bag. Get it. Get the hell away from Say, man, why you doing that? Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. Get back. He's alive.
Oh, God.
Did you, get an address on the girl yet?
949 Haven Street.
What do you mean, same as the suspect?
Yeah.
Well, when you send the black and white over to make notification, let them know what the situation is.
Plan on doing that, Bill.
I'm sorry, George. Just getting to me. Have you had a chance to talk to him yet?
Yeah, not much. I figure when Lanning gets here, I'll start with.
Yeah, all right. We'll get you out of here right away. Where's your partner today?
Days off.
Well, it won't be long.
Okay. George, Bill. Well, at least it's not 3 o'clock in the morning, huh?
Yeah, we're in luck. George is going to take Anderson in, is it okay?
Yeah.
All right, get him out of here.
How you feeling, all right? Okay, let's get you out of here.
Come on, move on.
Claire.
Lieutenant?
Pearson?
Lieutenant, I've got the keys to the trunk. And my partner's having a tough time trying to get a hold of a judge to get a search warrant.
Well, I understand that there's a felony warrant on for kidnapping this guy, Spencer.
That's right. They're booking him on murder.
It's your case, Pearson. You've got a vehicle that's been used in the commission of a felony. The kidnapped victim may be in that car. If I were you, I'd open that trunk right now.
Thanks, Lieutenant. Photographer, I want photographs of this case while it's still in the trunk, with the case lid open and then closed.
Anderson knew what he was looking for.
We'll start from the beginning.
This afternoon at roll call, we got a description of a suspect involved in 3 mom-and-pop robberies.
What was the description?
Possibly a tall, well-dressed black driving a dark blue or black vehicle. No make, but similar to a city vehicle.
you this evening, sir?
Fine, I'll have a craft beer with a shot of scotch on the side, please.
You got it.
Gloria not working tonight?
Gloria?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy, but you gotta fill me in. I'm only a relief bartender. Who's Gloria?
She's a little dark-haired girl about this tall.
Oh. Yeah, Gloria, she's not in tonight. Sorry.
I asked him to get out of the car, and he said, what for? Lane change? I told him to get out again. And he said something to the girl.
Remember what?
I don't know. Something like maybe she'd have to drive now. Anyway, he shoved the door open and came out fast, scuffling down on the ground, and I heard the crowd yelling.
What did you see?
His face.
Anything behind him? Teenagers? Girl?
Just his face.
All right, keep going.
I started to shove the gun in my side and groin, and I thought he was gonna kill me. I shoved my left arm up hard, and I fired. Twice. Fired twice.
Now, when you got up, where was the crowd?
All around, yelling.
What'd you say?
Oh. Get away from me. Get the hell away from me.
When you went to the car, looked inside.
Yeah. The girl was lying there on the driver's side with her head back, and I thought maybe she had passed out, and I walked over and I put my hand behind her head, and there was blood all over her.
What?
Saw her school books.
Freeze! Police officer, hold it right there!
identifying myself as a police officer. At this point, the suspect was still facing me. Right, Hunt?
Exactly.
At that point, it began to turn, at the same time brought up a dark-colored object, which I believed to be a short-barrel revolver. Then, fearing for my life, I fired 2 shots, both of which struck the suspect. He fell to the alley of the apartment building at 916 Beach Street.
911 what?
916 Beach Street. After determining that he was dead, I handcuffed him. I used the phone of the apartment building manager, Mrs. Lorraine Perry, to notify the desk at the West Harbor Division. Now, that's exactly the way it happened, Earl?
That's exactly, George.
Okay. I'll see this gets into the final report.
Good. Is that it? Boy, ambushed, I'll tell you, George.
I'm sorry you had to come in so late.
That's all right.
They got you back on the street yet?
No, I'm on my 2 off, but the captain says when I come back to work, I get to go back out there, which is a relief, right?
Sure.
George, thank you very much.
Thank you,
I'll
Harold.
see
Take
ya.
care, huh?
Problems with the report?
It's exactly the way it happened.
Still feel the same?
Yeah.
Well, it's a little too late to be calling the chief. I don't suppose there's much more we could do before morning.
ESP?
Oh, I don't knock it anymore. Bramlett.
How's it going with Calendar?
We went through the whole reenactment. No change. I didn't know whether to call you this late.
I was waiting for the 11 o'clock news attack. I thought I'd check with you.
Well, same feeling, Chief. Tom, George, myself. We don't know what he's lying about. We don't know why he's lying.
But he is lying. And the commission is pressing for a final report on this one as soon as possible.
We could be wrong, Chief.
No. You're not wrong. Now, you stay with it as long as humanly possible. Okay? Good night, Bill.
Eastern Division, Anderson speaking. I'm sorry, sir. Captain Fargo isn't in at the moment.
Perhaps you could give him a message for me. This is Chief Surgeon Nyquist over at County General.
Yes, sir?
Well, he asked me to advise him on the results of a second emergency surgery on one of your prisoners, Otis Spencer.
Yes, sir.
Well, we've completed the surgery very successfully. He's out of danger and no longer in critical condition.
He's now at post op, and your deputies will be returning him to the jail wards in a few minutes.
Terrific.
I beg your pardon?
I'll pass that information along to Captain Fargo, and thank you for calling, sir.
How you doing, buddy?
Okay.
Ray and I picked off a 502 trying to see what it was like to go the other way on the freeway.
Another exciting day of police work.
How's Joe?
Fine.
I understand they tied this guy Spencer into those 3 robberies.
Yeah.
Hey, look, pal. This might help. He wiped out 2 people in cold blood.
That's right. He wiped out 2 people in cold blood. Now he's in post-operative doing nicely. Thank you. A college girl who asked him for a ride is being buried tomorrow morning. That's a fair trade.
Hey, fella, how you doing?
I'm okay. Why'd they have to bother you, Mom? You have to go to work.
Well, I can be a little late this once. Hi there, Mrs. Anderson. Hi. Give us a minute, huh? Please sit down. I got here as fast as I could. Yes, I know you did. I'm sorry I had to call you. He doesn't seem to be physically hurt. Well, he isn't. And if Mr. Rivers and I can stop it, he won't be. Well, wait a minute, Miss Sanders. You've lost me. Stop what? How long has this been going on?
Well, it's hard to say. Almost immediately after the incident, we had some name-calling and insults about your husband. But in the last few days, almost a week now, I thought the worst of it was over.
Insults about my husband?
Well, I suppose the most colorful one is the honky cowboy who blew up black chick.
God.
Look, Mrs. Anderson, I'm not giving you the whole picture. For every one of my black kids who's wised off, there are at least 3 who have either kept quiet or even held out their hands.
I just don't understand why the child hasn't said anything.
Well, maybe he feels that you and your husband have enough on your minds right now without worrying about him. Anyway, today at recess, some of the junior high kids, who aren't even students here, were out on the grounds agitating, and as I say, Mr. Rivers and I broke things up, but, well, I thought that it being Friday, that maybe David had had enough of Ellison Elementary for the day.
Yeah, thanks. I'm sure he has. And I can just take him home now?
Sure.
Thanks again.
Please, if there's anything I can do, let me know.
Okay, David, let's go home.
Yeah, but I'll miss math.
It's all right this time. You can make it up on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll talk to him. Good morning.
Good morning, Chief.
Well, now, what can we do for you?
We have a report from a source who's previously been very reliable about the Jack Eagle shooting.
Oh, you mean the shooting of Jack Eagle, the national hero?
Come again, Chief?
Well, I have the story in front of me here. It says the body of John Eagle,
Son of aircraft engine builder Charles Eagle, was flown to the family home at Coronado today. Eagle, whose shooting by
off-duty police officer Ralph Callender, has become the subject of increasing controversy and will be buried at Pacific Cemetery after private services. Now, you know, you don't give that much front-page space to a general. How come?
We have a report that says on the night Callender shot and killed young Eagle, he'd been drinking for a period of several hours. Yet Lieutenant
Bramlett issued a press release after the shooting and made no mention of Callender's drinking.
Would you care to report on that, sir?
No, I would not. The investigation is still in progress. The investigation is confidential in nature. Now, you know that. But if something comes up that we feel is important enough to make public immediately, we will bring out a second or a third release.
In other words, Lieutenant Bramlett didn't think Callender's drinking important enough to reveal it to the press.
Well, now, I think that that's a question that you should ask Lieutenant Bramlett, right?
That's the story we're printing in the late afternoon edition, Chief.
That's your decision. That's your job.
Thank you very much for accepting my call, sir.
Oh, thank you for calling me. The news knows that Callender was drinking the night he shot Eagle. A test by the breathometer shows .071 percentage alcohol in the bloodstream.
That's not a lot of booze.
Yeah, I know. We've had 2 shootings in the last month where innocent people were shot. Now, they were police-involved shootings, and those kind of things make the headlines, right? But our internal follow-ups and investigations on those are either ignored or come under suspicion. So you have to go way back and look in the 3rd section of the paper to find those stories. But the Eagle kid, whose father is a wealthy, influential man and who happens to be white, now gives the papers even more to work with. Yeah. An officer was drinking. That hypes the sale of every edition for 48 hours, and whichever network covers it best can sweep the 6 and 11 o'clock news tonight.
So that now a grim joke, once heard primarily in the anti-police special interest newspapers, has begun to gain a wider and more frightening circulation. The joke is that the most feared figure in the community is now a white male in his late 20s who lives in the Valley, played high school football, and now wears the blue uniform of the city police.
Guilty.
In other news, the Army Corps of Engineers has begun making a survey of the Ellendale Dam, though these inspections have remained high.
David asleep?
Yeah, hours ago.
Any arguments?
No.
Don't you think we should go to bed?
Why don't you just go in? I'll just finish this. Be right with you.
I know you're under a lot of strain, Jack, but you've been drinking more in the last 10 days than you've drunk the entire time we've been
Well,
married.
Diane Dennison wasn't dead 10 days ago.
And there wasn't anything you could have done about that.
I could have waited! For the backup, I could have waited.
But wasn't he an ex-convict with evidence in his trunk to convict him of murder? And wouldn't you realize you were waiting for help and he would have run away anyway?
Joan, please. Please go in and just let me finish.
No. No, I don't want to lay in bed for hours while you sit out here drinking yourself unconscious. I had to go to school today. Bring David home. Apparently he's been under a lot of pressure since the shooting.
Why don't you tell me?
He can stand the pressure, but neither one of us can stand it if you keep shutting us out.
Joan, I just don't wish to talk
But you're going back out into the field tomorrow.
Maybe that's the best thing.
Suppose it isn't. There's no guarantee that you won't walk or drive into a similar situation 15 minutes after you're back on duty.
I know all that.
And I want you to be ready for it, to be able to handle it. I'm sorry that poor girl is dead, but your son is alive, and I'm alive, and you're alive, and I'm so grateful to God for that, just that. I pray to him that nothing should destroy us.
Dennison? Somebody here to see you.
Thanks, Eugene.
wanted to see me?
Yes, sir.
What do you want to see me about?
Mr. Dennison, my name is John Anderson. I'm the police officer.
Yeah, I know that. I saw your picture from the paper.
I wanted to call you, sir, to talk to you.
About what?
To explain.
The newspapers came to my home after it happened. They asked a lot of questions. I told them about Diane. I showed them her graduation pictures. I told them about how I raised her after her mother died. There was even a list of her last grades. They said they'd print that. Good things. Oh, they printed a little bit for a day or so. Except the black papers. They made it racist. Anything the papers say now is just my daughter was his companion. She was not his companion.
I know that, sir. Believe me. I know that. Mr. Dennison, I want you to know it was an accident.
The papers say that. I believe it. I believe you.
Sir, if I could have changed anything...
I know you're trouble. But there's no need to come to me. There's nothing I can do to help you.
I appreciate your seeing me away from the police building.
Oh, it's no problem, Joan. Gives me a chance to breathe in some of this fresh smog. Has your husband told you much about the investigation we're making?
Not in detail. He says it's very thorough and fair. And he trusts you. I guess that's why I'm here.
How are things going at home?
Well, there's no home. There's myself. There's a son who goes to school, watches television, and goes to bed. And then there's a stranger who keeps going further into... God, I don't know where poor Jack goes these nights.
Well, Joan, I can only tell you this. Jack is going through a pretty tough time. Now, he's got a lot going for him. He's intelligent, basically a strong and sound man.
I tell myself that. I tell myself he wouldn't be taking it as hard as he is if he wasn't the kind of man you say he is. I know he is, but it's so tough when he can't communicate.
Of course it is. It's tough on all the wives. Let me ask you something. Jack tells me that you're a nurse.
That's right.
Then you must have had some patients who were in pretty tough shape, couldn't communicate.
We're in intense pain.
Well, then, haven't you ever felt that just the fact you're being there, even though they couldn't talk to you, made a big difference?
Almost always.
Joan, if you could do that for Jack now, no matter how tough it gets on you and the kid, it's the most important thing he's got going for him.
It went well this morning.
Yeah. Within departmental policy and up to standard. And it was right. And I was right about Anderson all along. How about Callender?
That's a whole different ballgame. It's on my desk. Split decision. I had to give it to Captain Lane in spite of the fact that he's taken a lot of heat lately. He found it within policy, but substandard. However, his two superiors found it out of policy completely.
Yeah, well, it's a mess, but at least you can tie off the wound. Disciplinary action.
Oh, no, it's not that simple. You see, Bramlett still thinks we haven't gotten the whole story. We've got the complete investigation, the facts, the statements, everything except something that... Well, I don't feel it's quite right, and I don't know what it is.
Ship it over. I mean, the papers are full of it. And it's political now and pressure now.
I know. Suppose they goof.
Who goofs? IA?
Bramlett thinks Callender's lying. Now, suppose he doesn't find out what he is lying about. Then he's right out in the streets, with or without a badge, with or without a gun. And, in the long run, I know that I'm the man who put him there.
While controversy continues to center around the sixth-floor offices of Deputy Chief Walter Hayes, it's begun to spread statewide. In Sacramento today, a high aide to the governor...
Yeah, I think I'll comb my hair.
Why, have you got a late date?
Huh? Yeah, sure, I got a... Yeah, new girl in administrative narcotics. Man, she's got a hell of a figure.
But I would want you to go first class, Walter. Shouldn't you call it a night?
Yeah, no question. Hey, Georgia, you want to be the wife of the chief of police?
Well, I guess I sort of had it in mind.
Well, you, may have to get a divorce.
Walter, who are you calling at this hour?
Bramlett.
He's still in the office?
Well, it's not too late. What time is it?
11:34?
Bill, this is Walter.
Yes, Chief.
You know, I had a couple of drinks with Carl Fargo after work tonight.
When I left him, I'd pretty much made up my mind to turn Callender's case over to the Board of Rights immediately.
Well, that makes sense, sir.
Well, I've changed my mind. No, I'm going to keep the folder on my desk while you make one more run around the horn.
I don't understand.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't think he's lying about the details of the shooting itself. If he is, the story he came up with didn't help him that much. And we verified it physically, but I want everybody you can think of re-interviewed, you understand? His side of the fence, Eagle's side of the fence.
Do you realize that could blow up in your face?
Oh, yeah, I do. I'll take that chance.
You got it, sir.
Okay, thanks, Bill.
You're reopening the investigation.
Yeah. That's right. If I'm wrong, the commission, the council, the media may declare open season on the 6th floor, and I'll be the chief sitting target.
Why are you taking the chance?
I don't know. Maybe it's, ego? Maybe it's pressure. Maybe because I pushed too hard to get a final report on Callender. Maybe it's pride.
But if we can't find out the truth in any given case involving police personnel, then I sure as hell don't think anybody else can. Nope. That's for sure.
Well, you got a tough night ahead of you.
The job, didn't it?
Yeah, I know. Captain called you in?
Yeah. I want to know if there was anything I thought of to tell him. So were you?
Yeah. Funny, it must be the same for all of us. Yet somehow it must be different.
You know, Roz, I keep thinking I wish the hell it was over, and yet I don't know what I mean by being over.
I'll tell you this. It won't stop with the findings of the review board. I'll tell you something else. The night before they met, well, I was up most of it. And I realized they had to come in with an answer. It could affect me the rest of my life. Then I started thinking that maybe a man should come in with a verdict on himself. In the long run, that's the one that counts the most. Anyway, I got a couple hours sleep.
Thanks, buddy.
What? I told you something, Blake. Come on.
Sorry, I didn't disturb you on the job.
Well, you didn't disturb me. What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. It was just early and quiet. I wanted to see you.
Hey, I like that.
And I wanted you to know that I think maybe maybe I'm turning the corner. I love you.
Hey. You're all we've got. All we want.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
You're Miss Glory King?
That's right.
Oh, I'm Investigator Sandridge. This is my partner, Investigator Lanning. Can we come in?
Why not? But I do have to leave for work.
Oh, we understand. Thank you. Oh, my. What a beautiful apartment.
Very pretty.
Thank you. Now, exactly what is up for questioning?
That's a lovely TV.
Oh, the TV.
Miss Kane, on November 2nd, you were interviewed at your place of employment regarding a friend of yours, Jack Eagle.
Oh, no. Now, I am not going to start going into that again. I'm just getting...
As brief as possible.
Excuse me, Miss Kane. Could I use your bathroom?
Sure, why not? Right through the bedroom.
Oh, listen, thanks a lot.
Oh, you're welcome.
At the same time, you were shown a picture of this one, Harold Callan.
Yeah?
And told that on prior occasions he had visited your place of employment. You said that to the best of your knowledge, you had never seen him and did not know him at all.
That's right.
Ha. Okay.
He decided it wasn't the old bowling shoes that was hurting his game after all. He was just tired of bowling. So he's decided to get himself a boat now. He had one when he was in high school, so he figures that'll make him happy. Which is good in a way. She hates the water. Pull over somewhere for a minute, will you, buddy?
ahead, Chuck. Let's have it. I know it's been building up.
Hey, we gotta talk, partner.
We've been talking.
No, we haven't been talking. I've been talking. I've been talking all week about anything and everything I can think of. But I'm sitting in there next to a mummy that I can't get through to anymore.
I'm sorry, Charlie.
Hey, look, I know what you've been carrying around inside your gut. But I know it's more than just the beef. Because you came through okay on that. Both shootings okay. No disciplinary action, nothing.
Like you said, maybe it's more than just a beef.
I know that. There's the guilt. Nobody's to say you shouldn't feel, or won't feel it for a long time. Or that any of us would feel any different about it. Oh, wow, partner, somewhere along the line, you've got to open up to someone. You've got to take yourself off the hook. You've got to take me off the hook. Oh, yeah, I was there. Hey, you don't ride with a guy as long as I've ridden with you. Something happens to him. You're there.
You think maybe you've got that backwards?
Got what backwards?
Well, you've been telling me what you've been going through for the past week or so. Think about what I've had to go through all these months.
What have you had to go through?
You don't know, do you? You don't know. Month after month, watch in, watch out, I've had to worry about honorados, romances, Mr. Errol Flynn. No wonder I'm a little punchy, just having to listen to you.
A little punchy?
First there was the cheerleader from the pro football team who ran up with the backfield coach. Remember that, huh?
All right, so maybe I took that one a little hard.
A little hard? I was riding around with Hamlet for weeks. Oh, yeah, and then there was the airline stewardess. Oh, you remember that one? Remember how you were afraid her jealous boyfriend might be out in the parking lot with a 30-30? Go out and check, Jack. It's the blue Corvette. I mean, he don't know you at all. Remember that?
Came through for me on that one, all right.
And now we got the bowling widow. And you out in the balcony in your shorts. And that's not enough. I gotta go home tonight and figure out if it's her or the girl from Valley College who's gonna be the problem tomorrow night.
You son of a gun!
All units in the vicinity in 4836. Barricaded suspect with hostage. See the woman at 1019 Avenue 21. 436 your call is Coast Street.
All right, let's take it easy. Put out the call.
Angela put the call in, but I asked him to. It's my daughter that's in that building.
Which building?
That one over there. And he's got a gun.
All right, now, slow down. Take it easy so I know what we're up against. Who's the man? What does he look like?
Well, his name is Martin Carthy. He's over 6 foot, black hair, about 35. He said he was released from the Tascadero, but I know he escaped.
Everybody down and stay down. I think we've got enough description. Harris, Keel, seal out the back. Chuck, get on the radio, ask for a supervisor. Tell him we got a SWAT call. Tell him to send out another car. I want these buildings evacuated. Make it a code 5. He has your daughter hostage. How old is she?
16. He had both of us prisoners for about 2 days. And when I told Michelle to go to his girlfriend's house, after school today.
We're at a 36 Roger.
And when he was sleeping about an hour ago, I tried to call his parole officer.
You did know him previously?
Yeah. We had sort of a kind of relationship for about a year. But it's over because he's crazy.
I understand. Is there anything else you can tell me?
Well, about a half an hour ago, I called Michelle's girlfriend. And I found out that she'd come back here for her textbooks. So I drove here as fast as I could. And when I was right where my car is right now,
Was that your car, the blue Pinto?
Yeah. Well, he yelled. He yelled at me. He told me to come on up there and bring the keys.
Did he tell you he had Michelle?
Yes. But if I went in there, I mean, he'd just kill me. And he'd still have Michelle.
Oh, I talk to somebody out there, damn it, right now!
Roger.
All right, Carthay! This is Officer Anderson. What do you want to talk about? All right, listen to me, clown! I'm not gonna wait for your damn SWAT squad! I want out of here now! You understand that? Now, or this girl is dead!
She's right. He is an escapee from the Tescadero. Long homicide record. He's obviously armed and should be considered extremely dangerous.
Oh, no, somebody! He's gonna kill somebody! Do something!
Lady, will you get down?
Same damn thing again. It's never the same, Chuck.
Coffee! What is it you want us to do? Just stop stalling or I'll kill the girl right now! Now, Eddie's got the keys to the Pinto, Anderson. You have her bring him around here now, right now, and I come out with the girl. Do you understand that much? All right, buddy, now you just take it easy. Take it easy.
The keys.
What the hell are you doing?
What are you gonna do? Just go and check.
Hey, Anderson, look, I've got the keys. All right, just move.
Hey, I'm moving, man, I'm moving.
Go on, get across the street.
Come on, relax.
Get over there.
Don't panic, buddy. The keys are here. Nobody's gonna do anything. All right, there. Got it. They're here, look. Come on, buddy, take it easy. There they are, look, everything's all right, Carthy. Come on now. There you go.
You can put him on top of the car. Come on. Go on!
Carthy, listen to me.
I'll kill you and the girl both, you lying son of a...
That won't change anything. You're not getting the car. You're not going anywhere.
Do you want her dead?
No, buddy, no. But whether it's me or SWAT or whoever, you've got two choices. You send the girl out alive and you stay alive. You kill the girl and you're a dead man.
All right, fine. Fine, maybe that's just fine by me, cop.
Maybe it is. But you better think about it. Because if you harm the girl and change your mind and give yourself up, I'll blow you away myself.
Shut up. Shut up! All right, we're coming out!
Good. Now you send the girl out first. All right, throw out your gun and put your hands above your head.
Here's the gun! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Now you hit the prone.
They're behind your back. Behind your back. Keel. Did you going to put him in the car?
Hey, partner, you just did one hell of a job.
Oh, am I glad we didn't come to a shootout?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we got the girl out all right, huh? We got her out okay.
No, you got her out okay.
Hayes. Chief, I think you ought to come down. She's about to go.
I'll be right there.
There's no mistake, Gloria. Every item I found a serial number for has been verified by burglary as that of a stolen item.
Well, I didn't know it.
You lived with Jack Eagle for 6 months. He furnished an apartment for you with stolen furniture, and you didn't know it?
I thought his parents had money.
You know what the penalty is for receiving stolen property?
You're not going to pin that on me.
We might do a lot of things. We find out you're withholding information in a felony investigation.
Oh, come on, guys, please.
Ever see that man before?
Yeah.
Where and when?
In the bar. He'd come in several times over the last couple of months. He'd hang around. He'd buy me a few drinks.
Did you ever see him any place other than inside the bar?
He walked out with me one night and offered to take me home. And I said no. And he got angry, but Jackie drove up, and so we left.
Jackie, you mean Jack Eagle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen him or spoken to him?
Calendar? Yeah, all right. A couple of weeks before Jackie was killed, he came to me. He knew I had the hot stuff and threatened to turn me in if I didn't continue to see him. He called me the night after Jackie was killed and said that he didn't know it was Jackie until after he turned over the body, and that there was really nothing he could do to help him, but that if it came out, it might hurt the both of us.
All right, Gloria, I'm going to bring a stenographer in now, and you're going to tell it all again.
Bring Calendar in.
Yes, sir.
Now, Bill, you question him. He's lied, and he talked the girl into lying to protect himself. You break him.
Hi, beauty.
Hi, handsome.
What's wrong with that?
Sure, I don't know what's happening to the department nowadays. A man kissing his wife in the parking lot?
Yeah, well, it's legal as long as he hasn't got an open beer can in his other hand. See you when my 2 off is over, partner.
I can hardly wait.
Yeah, I know. Hey, John, did he ever tell you about my love life?
I'm too young to know about things like that.
Oh.
Good evening, Walter. I see we're making some progress.
I don't understand, Commissioner.
Well, you went back into the Calendar case, found additional information, which I assume is incriminating. Now it goes to a trial board and a Board of Rights hearing.
Now, wait a minute. The trial board guarantees the officer certain rights which we can't give him in an officer shooting team investigation.
Now, he'll be represented by counsel, and when it's all over, they can very quickly bring in a verdict of innocent on all accounts or guilty.
All right. I know the charter fairly well by now. You know, Hayes, you found a bad cop and you got him.
Well, now, I wouldn't put it quite like that.
Well, whatever way you put it, we can use it.
Use?
Sure. Tomorrow, when you get the calls from the news or any other of those hallowed halls, we got a new policy, and the new policy is showing results. It'll take some of that heat off us we've been getting.
You wait a minute, Commissioner. All I can say is, when I get those calls, is that some tough, honest cops became convinced they didn't have the full story in one case. In just one case, mind you. Because mistakes in these cases can have tragic results, as you well know. We kept at it until we found out the truth. That's all I can say. Matter of fact, that's all I will say.
You're not talking at roll call now, Walter.
No. No, I know. It's been a long time since I've talked police roll calls. But I do know who I am talking to. I am talking to a very powerful man who knows other powerful men who are trying to pass judgment on the police department.
All right, Walter. What the hell is it you want from me?
Not much. No, I don't want you to go down into a dark alley with an officer who spotted somebody or something suspicious. No, not many people would want to do that, would they? But at least you can try to look at this as if you were in his situation.
I never said it wasn't a tough job.
You give him a gun, and you tell him to use it to keep the armed robber, the rapist, and the wholesaler in hard narcotics out of your life. But then what do? You tell him there's only certain circumstances under which he can use that gun. More and more, you're telling him that if he uses the gun and in any way violates steadily more restrictive requirements, then God help him.
But a policeman's got to be held accountable.
Oh, that's right. He's got to be judged, but case by case, circumstance by circumstance, and human being by human being. You can pass judgment on 7,000 men, but they're going to do the same on us. Oh, yeah. God help us if they feel that we let them down. And the day you convince the average policeman that it isn't worthwhile to go into the dark alley or stop the suspicious vehicle or question something that is his instinct and training tell him may be evil, and that's the day this city starts to go. We wouldn't be the first and we wouldn't be the last. Look, it's been a long day, Commissioner. I'm sorry, you know. I guess I'm angry. I'm certainly in no way impartial.
Forget it, Walter. I always say it's better to clear the air anyway. We both got weights on our back. It's not easy, but we're gonna both have to just keep looking for answers. Well, my wife is waiting, and I'm sure you and the lieutenant want to get home to yours. Good night, gentlemen.
I don't know if you read the report, but that young officer, John Anderson?
Yeah?
He made a pretty good arrest tonight, Chief.
Yeah, I saw that. Got the hostage out safely, arrested the Atascadero escapee. Damn good job.
Well, then I guess that's it, huh?
Yeah. I guess that's it.
Good night, sir.
Good night, Bill.
1305, John Frank William 899.
11 Mary 6, call a station.